What's up guys, it's TyranitarTube and welcome to more rumors on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Let's format this like the news. In our first news story, Koro has leaked, of course. It don't got anything important in it. It just shows the Project Mew stuff in the anime, the Urshifu and the Moltres and Gary coming back, as well as some stuff about new Pokemon Snap. That Gary stuff is actually happening in the anime real soon. I mean like next week. Our second news story is actually a good one. I like this format. Let's do it like the news. So there are many leakers in the world of leaking games. There are many leakers who are liars. Two types of liars. One who just flat out lies, and the second kind who steals the information from real leakers and confidently says it as if they're the leaker, as if they have the connects. You gotta find out who is who. There's so many of the second type of fake leakers out there, and I found the root of where it all comes from. There is a rumor of a Pokemon Presents coming early June to do two things. One, announce Pokemon Unite's release date, but also the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl release date. Pokemon Presents is no small presentation. It's literally the new word for Pokemon Direct. BDSP release date means obviously there's gonna be some Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl news. It'd be the funniest thing if it was just the release date. Like, they still don't give us information. Now, this is a rumor, but this person here, Kelios, with the gerbil Buizel image, is trusted. I've spent about 6 minutes vetoing him. It's after he posts certain things that other leakers come forward with the same information. So far, don't take it as fact. Take it as a rumor. Don't get your hopes up, but he is credible. Will they announce the contents of the remakes? Don't worry. They'll post several trailers in the coming months like they always do. As much as this fills me with happiness, of course, bro. Like, of course we're gonna get a trailer. If this comes out in June, we're gonna get something for July, August, September, October, November. Boom, comes out. Several trailers next month. What content will you show us in trailers? You got any content? If there's no megas coming back, if there's not many changes to the game, there's really no content to show in the trailers. Like, for example, with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the sheer turning those crappy graphics into DS graphics was the content. That's the big liveliness of that remake. Pokemon following you, that was the content. It didn't need a gimmick when we're going from these kind of quality to something super polished like this. Now we're in the first world of first world Pokemon. Now to remake a game, it can't just be revamping the graphics. This to this, with Gen 2, even though it didn't have a gimmick, is not the same thing as this to this. So far, the probability seems to be that Diamond and Pearl won't introduce anything new in their remakes, won't bring back megas, but just thinking of it logically, thinking of how Game Freak wants to fill their wallets with fat stacks, megas have to come back. And to preserve the quality of Pokemon, because if you scam people now with bad games, it'll affect the future, megas have to come back. And on that note, guys, I want to take you back to my first reaction of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. There is a glimmer of happiness in me, because I know what they're trying to do with the graphics, and they didn't deliver properly. But one thing I've always thought when I stare at these screenshots is if you stare at it long enough and you think about having these games in your hand and you're playing it, you're running around Jubilife City, I can dig the graphics. I can dig these chibis, these now polished Diamond and Pearl games, if there is a powerhouse behind it, if megas are in the game and all that. And this is their creative take on the overworld. Yeah, it sucks to not have Mount Coronet in Pokemon Legends like graphics, but if the game is backed up by everything incredible that can be in a Pokemon game, and so the Chibis literally just comes off as an avatar, the same way it was in early Pokemon games as your sprite, that's actually sick. It's actually fun graphics to play around as a little chibi. They just have to do it right. If they don't do it right, then it's horrible. Our next news story is the rumor of this title. Comment down what you think. So someone came on 4chan and posted a leak and left. And obviously this happens all the time, but a lot of people have pointed this certain rumor out because the wording was pretty good on it and they thought it seemed credible. So we're going to take a look at it. And the best part about looking at rumors like this is, one, don't take it as fact at all, but two, it gets your creative juices flowing. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Cover legendaries will be shown during the summer portion of trailers. Around E3, not during. It's not a bad take because they could have Pokemon Presents in early June. God, you don't even have to hope. You know it's eventually they're going to reveal information. There's just too big a chance in June it's going to drop. Because if there's no Pokemon Presents in early June, there's going to be something around E3 time. So that there actually is potential to have Pokemon Presents and then more information during online E3. BDSP is not Nintendo's biggest highlight game. In fact, for those who might have forgotten, this game has been outsourced. The reason the legendaries are the highlight is because they have alternate forms, which are shown on the box art. So he's saying the box art will be shown later in June. And they're biting the bait that these aren't important games just because it's given to ILCA. I have more hope in Pokemon than that, because you can see Game Freak's aspirations when they want to take on Pokemon Legends Arceus as a project instead of another main series game, so they gave it to someone else. And 2, Junichi Masuda is overviewing the project, so it's not just outsourced like Mystery Dungeon games are, with no Game Freak staff overviewing it. The entire head that is Game Freak is beside ILCA working on the games with them. A game like this is the best thing to hand off to like a mini Game Freak and see what they can do with it. Box art, legendary forms, and exact release date will be shown around E3 time. Can't wait to see the Dialga Palkia forms, man. Who knows what approach they'll take. I haven't seen one piece of artwork yet for Dialga and Palkia that's an actual good primal. They all add like a random big chin to Dialga and Palkia. There's some sort of celestial element that will come in Dialga and Palkia if they get new forms. I want to see what Game Freak / LCA's approach to that would be. This dude is also implying that Dialga and Palkia will get new forms, which, gosh, man, so far not confirmed at all. They could have no new forms. Remember, this is a rumor. The game is, in fact, as we know, complete right now. So rumors stating things might change regarding BDSP are falsely putting info out there. Mega Evolutions are in the game. Gym leaders will in fact have Mega Evolutions. However, this will occur for the final 3 gyms, while the other gym leaders will have them available during rematches. Okay, so it's kind of like the Auras approach. You know, Elite 4 rematches, they all get Megas. Final 3 gyms, I'm all for that, if you can do it. Rourke will have minor dialogue about Mega Evolution stones early in the game. Okay, because he's a rock dude, he mining. That works. I was gonna say it's too early, but that's good. Maylene will mention the bond during your interaction with her. Maylene will mention the bond. Sure, bro. So I want to mention something. When it comes to leakers, what makes you write something so specific like this? It doesn't make sense in my head. I don't see this specific kind of thing that doesn't have much meaning behind it, something a leaker would put in their work. Unless they're creating fake stuff to hide that they're a leaker from the actual Nintendo surveillance. This is a red flag, which already makes me not think this is real. Professor Rowan's conversation at the Candlelive City Library will be about Mega Evolution, where you will also be gifted your first Mega Stone. Okay, I dig that. Sinnoh would be stacked if the professor himself had Mega Rings to give out. It was a big deal in Kalos. You have to go through that girl. There are only a handful of new Mega Evolutions. Shut up, bro. Staraptor. Woo! Electivire Magmortar. Cherim. Bro, I'll take Mega Cherim, bro. Just bring back Megas. Like, the trailer just popped in my head of Cherim Mega Evolve. Like, bro, I'll take that. I ain't hating. Hippowdon, Weavile, and Gliscor. That's a good lineup. 2 Sinnoh Pokemon, the regional bird, and then counterparts, and then another 2 kind of counterparts. Starters do not obtain a Mega Evolution. You're wrong. One of these things won't happen without the other. Either Megas do not come back, or Megas come back and the starters are getting Mega Evolution. There's no middle ground. Another point where I don't believe you. Brian is the only gym leader that initially has Mega Pokemon. He uses Mega Steelix. What the frick is Brian? Wait. He's Rourke's father? And he's a gym leader? That first gym leader has a father that's also a gym leader? Bro, I didn't pay attention to these games when I first played. What? He is the 6th gym leader. Hey, big ups, Game Freak. In 2003 and 4 making this. That's pretty cool. A father that's also a gym leader. Brian is the only gym leader that initially uses Mega Pokemon. He uses Mega Steelix. Well, didn't you just say Gym 7 and 8 also use Megas? Upon rematching Rourke, he has a Mega Aerodactyl. Takes me back to Extreme. Mega Roxanne, remember that? Gardenia has Mega Cherim. Okay. Maylene has Mega Lucario. Nope. 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 They are not giving him the same Mega as Corina, bro. That's so stupid. Game Freak's not that dumb. Her. Crasher Wake has Mega Gyarados. My dude, Crasher Wake is not getting Mega Gyarados. He does not look like Mega Gyarados, does he? Gyarados is an angry Pokemon. Mega Gyarados looks evil. Crasher Wake would get a Mega Floatzel. Quote me on that. When you're from the future, pull up this clip. Fantina has Mega Gengar. Possible. But Mega Mismagius, man? You really gonna turn that down? She looked like a Mismagius. Candace has Mega Bombasnow. Absolutely not. Listen, I appreciate it. You talking them having Megas in the first place, I'll take. Candace would have to have Mega Weavile, bro. And Volkner has Mega Electivire. Hell yeah, that's good. All Elite Four members do have Mega Pokemon throughout. Aeron has Mega Heracross. That's good. Bert has Mega Hippowdon. That's good. Flint has Mega Magmortar. That's good. Lucian has Mega Alakazam. Cynthia Mega Garchomp. I feel so weird thinking about Cynthia getting Mega Garchomp, a Mega from 8 years ago. On the flip side, ever since Mega Garchomp has been introduced, we've been waiting to see Cynthia with it. Steven brought in fresh meat with that Mega Metagross. And I know his signature happened to not have a Mega already, so they could do that. We'll see where it goes. With the exception of Mega Evolution and the cover legendary forms, the rest of the game is as close to 1-to-1 remake as you can get. No little Southern Island-like thing. I mean, where do we get the Mega Rings from? I don't believe Rowan has it. Underground does not feature Mega Evolution stone mining. Oh, hell no, bro. They definitely making you mine for them stones. Well, what do you do in the Underground? You get shards. You know how much more playability you'd add if rarely you can find Mega Stones? Like Mega Ramparasite. You can only find version exclusive to each game. Rarely here. Everyone will be digging. That's called a game mechanic that people grind and want to do. Underground bases return, except for the initial tutorial. You said except for the initial tutorial. Leakers don't do this, guys. Accessing the Underground requires you to turn on your local player connect online. You know, I'm all for this. So, you know how when you connect online in Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can see everyone else around you? Mix that, but only in Underground. So when you go Underground, you see other freaking Chibis. And once you know the game is powerful behind the scenes, you'll like the way the Chibis look, I'm telling you. The process for capturing Spiritomb has not changed. Okay, this is the 4th strike. This leak is officially fake. I don't believe this, man. Mega Stones can be purchased during the post-game. 5th strike. What a dumbass. Post-game features Gym Leader rematches, Battle Tower, Legendary Mythical Pokemon, Darkrai, Cresselia, Shaman, Heatran, etc. Nothing crazy is featured in the post-game. It will seem pretty straightforward. Giratina will be found in the Turnback Cave, not the Distortion World. Okay, arguable point here. There are two sides. You guys can argue it in the comments. The question really here is, do you think ILC and Masuda / Game Freak are lazy? Lazy enough to add Giratina in his turnback form, which is intended to be an incomplete mystery leading for Platinum? Do you think they'd bring that Giratina back? They can, only if they're lazy. Or do you think they'd introduce a post-game Delta episode glistening Platinum thing where Giratina and the Distortion World fun comes? It's a given in my mind. A freaking course there's going to be the Distortion World in these games. If not in the main series because they want to be lazy, as a DLC. People will buy that DLC a million times. The Distortion World, they could do this. So let's play the DLC route. They can make it so if you go to the Turnback Cave, there's just a portal there with someone blocking it. No Giratina there. Maybe one of the gym leaders blocking it. Or Cynthia's blocking it, like she blocks the Turnback Cave in Platinum. And then once you buy the DLC, the freaking story opens up when you can uncover what's going on there and meet Giratina. Again, quote me on that. PokeRadar feature for shiny hunting has been improved due to a lack of dual screens. Seals return. The feature will be more simplified than before with the removal of letter seal. Pal Park is indeed changing to Go Park to include similar transfer fees from Go as there is in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. In this park, Pokemon may be caught using Let's Go mechanics. I don't have much to say about that. You go to the park and you enter Let's Go mode, maybe excluding the Joy-Con toss so you can do it with the Pro Controller, maybe. Only certain Pokemon may be transferred from Go into BDSP, and Pokemon Home integration will only allow certain Pokemon to be transferred. I think Game Freak's gonna do that too. I don't think the whole National Dex is in this game, as sad as that may sound. Either Home or Go transfer will allow players to receive Manaphy in game. That's pretty good. Manaphy is one of them Pokemon. I wonder, if this isn't the case, how would they distribute Manaphy? Imagine they remake Pokemon Ranger games. It's a little hard though. You can't remake it for the Switch because what the frick are you gonna do? It's on this TV. What they could do is remake the second Mystery Dungeon games, Time and Darkness, and then you can get Manaphy from that. Add Manaphy in the game for something. Amity Square will still allow certain small Pokemon to follow you. Pikachu, Eevee, Clefairy are some of the Pokemon which can. What a tease, bro. HMs return, but are listed as TMs and can be forgotten. Okay. Don't worry about the rest of this stuff. We don't need to dive into Legends Arceus territory. It's pretty cool, man. The future you can imagine if Megas come back is just so much more interesting. It brings so much excitement to waiting for the next trailer. It's healthy to look at these rumors so long as you plaster it everywhere. Look at all that tape. That these are rumors. Don't believe anything, but let it funnel some creativity in your mind. We got like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and there's a huge chance we'll get a trailer because it's E3 season. Alright, our final news story. Pokemon Stadium. So we got Kilios again. So just digging around what Pokemon's doing on their site. They're messing with the name Stadium. Are they making a Pokemon Stadium 3? Who knows? It wouldn't be called Stadium 3. It's just not attractive to sell. Maybe new Pokemon Stadium. But even Kilios here says that he doesn't think it's about a Pokemon game. So don't get your hopes up. Okay. Well, guys, that's fun stuff. Go on and shank that like button. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the first trailer of BDSP. Where do you see us being a month from now? In terms of what the state of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are. Are we disappointed, or did they 180 this entire situation and suddenly you're loving the Chibis? I'm telling you, they just need to show that the games are powerful behind the scenes and the Chibis turn from being weird to actually very likable. And you'll have a lot of fun playing with them in the overworld. It just depends on what the rest of the game is looking like. Shank that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.
This the sound of my alchemy, the greatest success for all those who fell for me. I always respect the friends who wish well for me and live until the end and die. All time will tell for me, but I ain't going anywhere, believe me.